the bail hearing. I was completely interested in the bail hearing because I was worried. I was worried that they were going to give him bail. So that freaked me out, right? So I went to all the bail hearings. So I started from November, and it was cold outside, and I met a few people out there, and they got a chance to just know me. In fact, I got into arguments with some of these reporters.
I
No
remember.
disrespect to my no disrespect to my male reporters, but they were like the energy they were giving me as a black woman out there. I didn't like it. I didn't appreciate it at all because they were telling me to move out of the way. I got into such a verbal argument with two male reporters. I think they will always remember me as the not the ugly, the angry black woman. So anyway, so I did that, and then after that, when the hearing happened, I said I'm going to do the same thing because we didn't go upstairs. I didn't go upstairs for any of the bail hearing. I just was outside covering it. I would go after work. I would go during lunch, and I would catch, just capture outside. So I plan on doing the same thing. It's like just be outside, capture the environment, see who's out there, and just be just be like a fly on the wall. That was my initial purpose. And then the first day, I think it was the first day that I was there, a lot of people was coming outside like, ah, man, the lawyers, they got them. They lying. I'm like, oh, this is me outside. Who lying? Oh, they got the male escort. He was a liar, and they got one of the security guy. He was a liar. Did he go and get out? Did he go and get out? I'm like offended. I'm like, what? I'm like, how are they lying? So that's the first day I got that. So the second day, I think it was the second day that Cassie came on, was being was on the stand. I got the same energy. They weren't as cruel, but they're like, oh, they got her. Oh yeah, they got her. Oh yeah. So I'm like, okay. So I went home, and I was like, so I asked somebody. I said, how do you get inside? It's like, oh, it's easy. The public could come in, right? But you just got to be here like 5, 6 o'clock in the morning if you want to get inside the courthouse. And I was like, nah, I don't want to do that. I just want to be a fly on the wall. I said, I don't want to have that energy. I don't want to be in the same room with this nut. Excuse my language to all the supporters of Diddy. I'm like, I'm not going to be in the same room with that evil energy. I'm just not going to do it. I don't like him. Anyway, I ain't like him since J-Lo. So my dislike for Diddy go way back. I could just tell you I'm already biased against him. Yes. I want to put it out there so nobody be like, oh, she biased. Yes, I am. So anyway, I never liked them since J-Lo. So I didn't want to be in the room, but I went home and I couldn't sleep. I just couldn't sleep. And I'm like, I need to be in there. You're right. And I'm like, oh my God, how am I going to do it? Because I have to go to work. And that's when I was determined. I woke up, I think 5 o'clock that morning. I got there like maybe 6:30. And by the time I got there, I was two people short of getting inside the actual courthouse. And then I was
Okay.
overflow room, right? Because there was overflow. And I could tell that, I could see the same thing in the overflow room. And I don't necessarily have to be in the room with him and look at him because, I don't want to be in there. So I could still do the same thing. And that's how it worked out. And every single day after that, I would go to court early morning, go to lunch. Go to work when they have a lunch break, come back in the afternoon, and then I just took some time and leave. I just told my boss I need to take. I'm working on a project, and that's what I did. And I went every single day. Every single day from then on, I was not playing. I was there, and I covered every single thing. And that's why.
Okay.
Yes,
So, a lot of people are wondering why I call you Mama Flip. Do you care to explain why
of
you're known as Mama Flip?
course. My name is Mama Flip is because my son is Queen's Flip. And his audience gave me the name Mama Flip years ago. They used to call me Mama Love for many years. I don't know if you guys can't see him. His face is a little bit on the left hand side. You can see
They
his
can
face.
say it a bit, yeah.
Yes. So they call me. They used to call me Mama Love. And then one day I was on a panel or something like that. That's like, oh, Mama Flip, and it just stuck. My son always getting me. He said he wants me to pay him a commission because I took the name. And my mother is Grandma Flip. So that's how it ended up happening. So that's how I became Mama Flip. So I'm Queen's Flip mother.
Okay,
But
I
that's
saw
why
him.
I started doing this work because I'm also known in a different light and I work and I'm very politically connected. I started saying that it'd probably be better if I want to continue to do this entertainment thing to keep the name Mama Flip so people could try to keep me separate because I
Okay.
have a whole entity out there. It's crazy. So I'm very connected. So that's why I prefer to be considered Mama Flip. Yeah.
Well, it's nice to have you on the Watching the World team
Thank you
officially. It's
so
going to be
much.
nice. So listen, when I first went to Diddy's trial, every day his mother would walk to
Yes.
the van at the end of the day. And one day I said, "We support you guys," talking to her and the kids, right? People went crazy. You support them? Oh, they're a bunch of blah, blah, blah. People were just giving them so
A
much
hard
havoc.
time.
This is at the beginning. But
Yes.
toward the end, everybody was for them. It was a
Yes.
whole new wave. Why do you think that happened?
I mean, I wasn't there when I really, to be honest with you, I wasn't there when there wasn't a wave. I wasn't there. So you must have been there. I don't know what audience you were in. I was an anomaly. Okay. I was in the overflow room, and most of a good amount was reporters, but a lot of people who actually took the time were actually his supporters, right? In my opinion. Now everybody will come and say that they came in without biases. I'm not one to begrudge anybody because I already have my own biases. I already respected and supported Cassie. No one could get me off the train. I respected Jane, even though some people was like, okay, you need to get off that train. You understand what I'm saying? I believe all the females that came and testified, Mia, also the assistants, I believe they were all victims of his, but everybody else didn't. So the funny thing is that not too many people would sit next to me. It was a very interesting dynamic because when you're in the overflow room, you have an opportunity to say more, to speak in the break and stuff like that. So I made myself perfectly clear. So almost every single person besides that girl Henny, possibly that girl Henny, Amon say he wasn't a Diddy supporter. So there was a handful of it. I'm sorry, can I name some people that I met? Because I don't
Yeah,
know.
go ahead. Go ahead. Yeah.
Donat said that he wasn't, but there were other people who were, right? They were clearly his supporters. Every single argument, every statement these women made was a lie. It was just like, oh, she lied. Oh, she did lie. Oh, she wanted it. Oh, I mean, they made me crazy. And I got to the point where people wouldn't sit next to me because I was just like so expressed. My whole attitude was like, what the hell are you guys listening to? I'm not listening to. Right. And so that's it. So I never had the feeling that you had the feeling that they were against him, because they were never. They were never. There was like, it was clearly a love fest with him for me. Right at the end, you should have seen. I was the only one that cheered when he got 2 out of 3. Oh yes, it was crazy. So I never got that feeling.
Yeah. Why do you think people kind of turn their backs to the victims in these type of cases?
Because they feel, honestly, I feel bad. I mean, I hate to say it, but they actually blame the women. They blame the women more than they blame the men. Right? They blame the women. They felt like, for example, Cassie's situation. They're like, oh, she was with him for 11 years. Right? And there's such a series of biases against Cassie that I could just make myself crazy. And I'm particularly disappointed, and no disrespect to my Black sisters, but I'm going to talk to y'all for a minute. I'm particularly disappointed with my Black sisters. My white T sisters, I hear y'all, you guys live a different lifestyle from us most of the time. I mean, a lot of us are equal and with a relationship with men and everything like that. But I expected more from our Black sisters because we lived it. We lived that type of life, right? We lived it with our mothers and our aunties and our uncles. We know people who've been through that type of relationship. So I don't understand why everybody brand new. So they were like, oh, when she was young, when she was 17, she was already dating old men any which way, and she was looking for some money, and then she was looking for some fame. I said, there is a video of Cassie when she first, the starting. Please go on YouTube. I think it's called Cassie Ventura starting her career. It's a beautiful 1 hour documentary. At the end, you see Diddy and her parents come in and everything like that. And I'm telling you, you would be able to get a chance to see her at her freshness, at the newest of her when she first got into industry. So anyway, so they felt that she was after a guy anyway because she was dating older guys. They felt that she was with him for 11 years. They felt that she never left. They felt in Mark and them in the OJ, and I call them the OJ Simpson legal team. Yes, I did. All of them. Right? They did an amazing job to make up as if she was a hoe. Right? They brought every single thing. They talked about how she wanted to have she wanted to, can I say drugs? Because
Yeah, yeah. Go ahead. Go
she
ahead.
wanted to take the drugs and stuff like that. She was having a good time, and he traveled and he paid for her and everything like that. So that was Cassie. But at least with Cassie, they gave Cassie a little bit more respect because they had the video. If they didn't have the video, they wouldn't have moved a moment out of their single mind and thinking that she deserved almost everything they get. They gave her some sympathy, but they're like, oh, it's domestic violence. It's just a passionate relationship. They loved each other so much, and he just felt like he needed to knock her across her head and stuff like that. And they were like, oh, she's the one that paid for and hired the escort. So obviously, it's her decision, not knowing that we who've been watching Diddy for our entire life know that this man will let us a grown man control his destiny. There's no way he's going to let a young girl tell him what to do, right? So that's Cassie. But at least Cassie, we gave her a little bit out. Jane was out the door. Oh, she was a house. Do you know who her baby father was? You know she always wanted that piece. You hear her? You heard what she said? That's her lover. It was no getting through to anybody. They just couldn't understand that survivors are complicated human beings. That's what it is. Survivors are complicated human beings. The only survivor they would accept is possibly an underage survivor or a survivor who left or who survivor who almost was unalived. That's it. They can't understand that you could be part of a relationship for many years. You could run and come back and run. Did you want me to? Because I see a lot of messages. Did you want me to read them or look at them?
It's up to you. You could.
All right. I'm
You
so
could
sorry.
if you want, but no, do your thing.
All right. I'm sorry
That's
because
fine.
I'm talking so much. I'm not paying attention to the
No,
messages.
do your thing.
It's okay. So a lot of them don't understand that people that women will leave and will come back. They would leave and they will come back, right? Constantly. And they would be looking for a savior in her own way. And at the end of the day, she did find it with her husband. But every other man that she had in between that she was trying to leave Diddy for, he either had a direct connect with him, he threatened them, he threatened their career, and they ran. And every time she tried to get away, he had people in his life that brought her back. She was emboldened to him in every way. He took care of her rent. He took care of her parents. He took care of everything. Her clothes. He took away her career. There was no way this woman could have escaped. And here's the caveat. She loved him. That's the caveat. You see, I don't want to take away because a lot of people was like, oh, MamaFlip, you're not understand. I understand perfectly well. Cassie loved Diddy. And she made a lot of excuses for his abuse. And that's there too. But everybody, they don't want to listen. Like she's not victim enough for everybody. And they're being grace. They're giving grace to Cassie. The rest of them, Jane, oh hell, nobody want to hear that Jane was the victim. They don't want the hell no. Jane was not a victim. And it makes me crazy. I am close friend with one, and she doesn't want me to call her name, but I am close friend with one of the most important survivor advocate who actually part of a high-ranking, very successful survivor organization. And I had her on my first live. And she said to me, and she's been doing this for 25 years. And she said, MamaFlip, they are all survivors. I said, I know. Because at first I thought I was going crazy. Everybody made me think I was crazy. All right. And I asked her, I said, one day I want you to come on the live so you could speak to them because you have the credentials. I'm an advocate. I'm an advocate. I'm an advocate out here in these streets. But my skills ranges. But I had the top New York survivor advocate. Like this is her job. And she said that these women are survivors. So once we talked about it and we actually had to understand, I'm like, okay, good, I'm good. No matter what anybody else say, I know exactly what I'm talking about. So that's what happened.
When Diddy stood up in the end and he talked about how he failed his mother, he really ruined his life, his children, did you feel like he was remorseful?
I think that he was sorry that he got caught. That's how I feel about Diddy. I don't think that Diddy understands remorse because Diddy is not taking full accountability of what happening. If Diddy would come out and he said to me, like, a lot of people was like, oh, MamaFlip, you have to learn how to forgive and forget you're being mean and you're not understanding that this man really means no harm and everything like that, and he's changed and he's of you and you're just being stubborn. I'm like, no, I'm not being stubborn. I understand what it's like when somebody say I'm sorry. I understand when somebody say I take accountability. He originally lied. I don't expect him to come outside and say, "Oh yeah, I beat up Cassidy." I get that. You know, you're trying to salvage your family, that and it happened years ago. But you called her a liar for the world to see. And then you had to come back and then you had to say, I'm sorry when we saw the video. And Cassie's the only one that you publicly apologize to. You have a lot of people to apologize to for the wreck that you caused their lives. You understand? But I don't think he's really sorry. And I don't think that he thinks he's wrong. And that's the thing about Diddy. I don't think Diddy thinks he's wrong. I think that Diddy has the same mentality as far as a lot of our black community, that these were the women that I had. I took care of them. I paid for their life. All I asked him was a little behind. All I asked him just to pleasure some men so I could take some film. Didn't you know that he was a porn director? All he wanted to do was just take some films. What's the big deal? He gave them everything. So he doesn't think he's wrong. So until he thinks he's wrong, until he apologized, I will never, ever be able to forgive him. But he doesn't care about me anyway, because I'm just a black woman in Brooklyn, so I don't have anything to say in the matter. But no, I don't. I think he regrets being caught, but I think that when he get out, he's going to do it again.
Really, you think so?
Oh yeah, hell yeah. Look at what he's doing in jail now. I know a lot of people are making excuses for him. You think I don't think that he was drinking in jail? Of course he was. You think I don't think he was? You know he was having that drinking pool. Let me tell you something. I have a lot of family members. If you know my son and you know the people he hangs out with, I know what time it is. I've been working advocacy for years. I'm a gun violence survivor advocate. I work with families. I know exactly what our children are up to. I know what happened in the jails. I help people get out of jails in my time. Okay, I know everything that goes in there. I work very closely with the system. You think I don't think he has some hooch in there? Of course he did. And also, what about the call that he had when he had the three-way call? You think we stupid that he doesn't know that he's not supposed to have a three-way call? The boy, stop playing with me. He is the most entitled, spoiled human being. You understand? But to give him some grace, he worked hard to be who he is, right? So who are we to say, okay, you know something, it's unfair? He worked very hard to get the millions and billions of dollars to have people work around the clock and give him everything he needs. You understand what I'm saying? So that's how I feel about him. I don't think that he really regrets. I just think that he regrets getting caught. I do I do give him additional grace though. I think he feel bad that his mom and his kids got dragged into it. If I would give him anything, I would say that he feel bad because he feels shame, possibly for shaming his family. But regret, hell no, he's gonna do it again.
You know, Dawn Rashad, the singer, she came on and she talked about how Diddy would punch Cassie in the stomach and gave her a black eye, so much so that they all wore sunshades to show solidarity with her.
Yes.
Is that common where men just punch women in the stomach like that?
Oh, please, is it common? And this is why, again, I get upset with my women in the community. Y'all know what these men do. Y'all know it starts slowly. You see, it builds up. Okay, depending on what the man, you have some men that will right out just punch you and strike you. But sometimes it doesn't even get that. It doesn't start that way. It starts very slowly with a stern conversation. I'm sorry, there's ambulance. It starts with a stern talk. Give me 1 second.
It's okay. You're in Brooklyn. We expect it. It's okay. You could pause or whatever you want to do. We hanging out. It's all good.
It starts with a stern talk, right? And then it starts with, depending on how you react, then they'll step in front of you. Okay, they'll step in front of you and stuff like that. But they don't necessarily have to wave their hands and there's initially, but they'll step in front of you and use their body as an aggressive stance, right? And they want to see if you're going to cower or step back, right? If you stand up to them, a lot of times they will think twice about it. But sometimes you got men who's stronger than you, and if you step back, it'll be worse. So then they'll put their body in, right? Then after that, there's the shoulder push. There's a shoulder or the nudge of the head, right? The nudge of the head, right? So then after that, when you don't move, then they're conking the head. right? So it goes to the conch in the head. Now,
Wow.
after that, then it start being like, the shoving, the slap. They start light. A lot of them start light. They don't want to hurt you initially, but depending on who you are, how angry they are, of the substance they have, that's when it comes to the punch and the kick and the body throws, and then it becomes into all of that. But it starts very slowly. Again, you have some men that straight out, they've been doing it since they were kids, will straight out punch you and kick you and drop you and stuff like that. And then you have the ones that have the weapons, will threaten you with a gun, knock you across down the head, stab you. There's a lot of stuff. You have people that will hit you with a car. You understand what I'm saying? Yes, it's possible. It happens all the time. We've seen our aunties going. We've seen our moms going through. We've seen our neighbors going through it. I can't even begin to tell you how many times I stepped into domestic violence abuse from strangers in the street. I stopped fights in trains. I stopped fights near City Hall. I used to live in California, and I had this couple that I lived with, and I forgot her name. She was absolutely beautiful. And the first week that I went there, I went knocking on the door because I heard her screaming bloody murder. And I went in there knocking on the door, and then he came to the door, and he acted like, this is what they do. They come to the door, act like nothing is going on. So I'm like, is she okay? Hi, I'm your neighbors. I just want to check, is everything okay? They're like, yeah, everything is okay. Then after that, she came to introduce herself to me. And we were friends after that. And at least once a week, he used to just drag out, beat the living crap out of her. And I would always try to talk to him. He ignored me. So I tried to talk to her. And I kept on saying, look, I could help you. You could leave. And she said, I will. And she kept on going back to the point where I stopped talking to her. For my sanity, I had to stop talking to her, and I had to leave them alone. I would call the cops. Don't get me wrong, I called the cops. But I couldn't go over there anymore because she wouldn't leave. And this is where I understand some women, when they say, well, it's their fault if they don't leave. And then sometimes you do have to just save your sanity. But that doesn't mean that I'm not aware that she was abused. I just was aware that I went as far as I can to help her. And I couldn't continue going to the house, right? Because she wasn't doing anything. So all I kept on doing is calling the cops until I left. But I couldn't also be her friend either, because I couldn't make believe that I was okay with you constantly getting your behind beat. I couldn't do it. So yeah, so that's the answer to that question. So
Okay, so one of Diddy's employees, she recounted how she lived with Diddy. She would do everything for him, basically, and that he violated her, raped her several times throughout the
Mia,
course of time.
about Mia.
What do you think about that when it's the employer-employee relationship and there's some allegations of that happening?
I just think that the arrogance of his life, right? He created his own world, his own universe, and everyone was there as a toy to do whatever he needed them to do. And if that means giving him a little ass, excuse my language, that means that's what it was, right? A lot of people do not believe Mia was actually raped by Diddy because they felt that she stayed, and she stayed for many years after that. And then after that, she sued him for overtime and everything like that. It's like, who would stay there? A lot of people would stay there. If you look at Ivanka divorce papers, right, prior to her divorcing Donald Trump, she stayed. You understand what I'm saying? It's not alleged. It was in the divorce papers. She retracted it. All right. It is on the divorce papers that one of the reasons why she and Donald Trump fell out is because he raped her after he had his hair. She authorized him putting the wrong hair plant. So I'm saying, if the highest person in the world, God rest her soul, could go through that, then everybody could go through that. People go back. They go back for whatever reason. So yeah, it was his own world. He created it, and he felt obligated. He felt entitled to take whatever he wanted to. And she felt, I think one of the things that Mia said that was very interesting to me is that she felt that he was her friend, her lover. I mean, not her friend, not her lover, because she was her friend and her tormentor. And it was interesting to hear her say that, because she said when he was around, he was my whole world. And when he was good, he was very good. Everything about him was good. He was a good friend. He was a good confidant. But when he was bad and when he was angry, that's when it was bad. And then Mia also said that I also blame myself. You see, a lot of them, they all the ladies, they blame themselves too, because they felt that they put themselves in that situation, right? And they felt that if it wasn't me, maybe I turned him on, maybe I did something, because he's such a good guy. And it's women with domestic who's been domestic abuse. He's such a good guy. He give me flowers. He take care of the kids. He's such a good, great guy. It's me. If I just would understand him, if I just would be quiet, if I just give him everything he wants, if I just listen to him, if I didn't raise my voice, if I didn't dress up, maybe me dressing up, maybe I put a little bit too much lipstick. Maybe I should just dress down. Maybe he wouldn't find me attractive. You understand what I'm saying? She was just part of this world, and he just took advantage of it because this is the world that he created.
There was a time in Jane Doe's relationship with Diddy where they didn't have any type of altercations, but all of a sudden she banged his head into the towel, and that's when the big fight started. What does that tell you about? Was he trying to reform, and that's why he didn't beat her until that moment?
No, I think what happened is that he met her after Cassie left. And she was very compliant. So all respect to Jane, but that wasn't his main girl. You understand? Cassie was his main girl, and he was dating a lot of people. He was dating Young Miami and a bunch of other girl with other than Gina. He was dating a bunch of us. So she was one of a few. He really liked her, but I don't think that he was his main girl. So he didn't have to spend that much time with her. So she was like his guilty pleasure, right? So they were always having a good time. And she did everything he wanted, right? So she didn't have to really fight him that much, because she gave him she was, even though she didn't want to continue with the freak off. And again, I want to tell everybody, each of these women, Jane and Cassie, made it clear to Diddy they wanted to stop the freak off. Everybody telling me that's a lie. It's not a lie. They said it in the notes. They said it in the messages. They cried about it on the phone calls. They did not want to continue the freak off. At one time, they were like, they just wanted to be with him. But anyway, going back to Jane, there was no argument. There was no argument. She was apparently, based on what she testified, she had fun. She didn't have fun with the freak off, but she was just a good companion to him. They laughed, they joked. So he didn't have any needs, and they were fairly, I think, fresh in the relationship, because she was, whereas Cassie was 11 years, Jane, I think, was 2 or 3 years, so they were still fresh in the bloom of this perverted relationship, right? So you have that, and then with her, it would have stayed that way if he didn't make her jealous. He didn't know how to treat Jan. Every time, if you heard of every fight, was around her birthday. She took everything from him, except she wanted to be treated special for her birthday. And every time, he treated Young Miami better than her. And that's what made her crazy. Because Young Miami birthday, I think, is like 2 or 3 days before. So Young Miami will have the special jets and the big trips out of the country. Apparently, he painted or added flowers to a personal jet from Young Miami, whereas he authorized her or paid for her to have a party that he didn't show up for her family. And he thought that equates. And then every time when he said he was business, he was in pictures with her. And when she was his secret, dirty secret, he wasn't taking her out and saying, that's my girlfriend. He would bring her at 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock in the morning, have a freak off, and she'll be out. Sometime, if she's lucky, she gets to go to his house, right? But she wasn't really the girl. Whereas Young Miami was having the girlfriend treatment, so she would go crazy. So I believe around that time, it was because she got mad either behind Young Miami or behind Gina, because they were close behind each other, right? So when after that, she asked him, I'm not sure if it was because it was in June, because her birthday is in February. So based on my memory, and I was looking for my notes and I couldn't find my notes, so forgive me, my memory is kind of faulty. But based on that, they were supposed to have a romantic weekend. That's what it was. Yeah. They were supposed to have a romantic weekend. So she didn't want to have a freak off. So they were supposed to have a romantic weekend because he was supposed to make it up for her, because he just came from a trip. I don't know, it was Phoenix or some type of trip with either Gina or no, was it the girl that gave the massage? One of them. He was having something with another girl. So she was already pissed off. So when he came to the house, he over here coming in all walking in there, and she's thinking that he probably gonna smooze her and stuff like that. And she made the house all beautiful for him. And this mofo talking about a freak off. So she got mad. She's like, "Yo, you played me for my birthday, right? You all over again with this. Excuse my young man, forgive me. This skank right here, right? Treating her like she's your girlfriend, and you told me you ain't even got a girlfriend." And she said on the trial, she said that the reason I was with him because he made it clear that he wanted a polygamy relationship where he wouldn't have one girlfriend. When he treated almost everybody else as his girlfriend and treated me like the dark secret. You understand what I'm saying? So when he got there, she just flipped out, right? He just flipped out, and then he is not the type of man again to allow somebody to take, to be stronger or more, be stronger or angrier or be retaliate against him. He's just not. He doesn't have that demeanor to be like, "Oh, you know something, girl, you tripping. Just sit down." He doesn't have that demeanor. So if she's going to hype, he's going to hype. And he's equally angry because Cassie, who technically everybody said he loved all these years, actually sued him and let everybody else know what was going on. So now he has the problem of his family seeing the lawsuit, hearing about the freak off, hearing what he did to Cassie. And look at you, B.I. I'm giving you everything. And how dare you, talk to me like that? So it was a build-up anger for about, because I think Cassidy lawsuit came out in November 2024, and this happened in November 2023, because we're in 2025. November 2023, and this happened in June 2024. So he had all that build-up anger, and she just ticked him at the wrong time. So yeah. So that's why I think the reason why he never had to touch her or lay hand on her, because she was the fun girl. She gave him everything he needed, and they were fresh and new and happy and a bunch of BS. You know what I mean? So I think that's what happened.
Okay, great explanation, guys. Take a moment, hit the like button, share, and subscribe to the channel if you like this type of material. Let me ask you this question: the government, right, the feds, they hit Diddy with fraud because basically they said, "Listen, he's telling Jane Doe, come here, I'm going to wine and dine, romance you." And then when she'd arrive, there'd be a man there waiting for a freak off. So they tried to get him with fraud. Do you think that's a little bit too much?
No. And I know a lot of people are going to disagree with me. I believe they had the RICO case. I stand on that 110%. You guys can't get me to disagree. They had the RICO case. And they came in. You see, people wasn't listening, and the jury completely got it wrong. The jury got it wrong. So when the prosecutor came in, they made it clear when we were talking about the RICO and the enterprise, we're not talking about Diddy's company. They said it clear. They tried to separate it, but people weren't listening. We're not talking about Diddy company. We're talking about the group that he created as an enterprise, which included him, his personal assistant. What is her name? Cease? Is it Cease? His assistant name. How can I forget her name? Oh shoot. KK. Is it KK or his assistant name? I'm sorry.
Capricorn Clark.
No, not Capricorn Clark. I'm talking about the woman that made $600,000. His right hand woman. I don't know. I forgot her name.
Oh, you're talking about KK, right?
Yes, KK. So I am right.
Yeah.
So okay. He had his personal assistant. He had KK. He had his travel agent. He had his security guard. He had his financial budget person. All of them was working in cahoots to maintain this lifestyle that he had, which is called a freak off. You understand what I'm saying? He used the business money, his business credit card to pay for these hotels. He used KK to set up the personal assistant to set up the room, right? He used a personal assistant to pick up the drugs. He actually had prescriptions under the personal assistant name. He used a security guard to pick up the money and drop it off at the hotel. All right. He used a personal assistant to pick up the girls' outfits and the shoes and the baby oil. Do you understand what I'm saying? He used the accountant who had the money to take out to give to security guards so the security guards could drop it off at the hotel. This is a freaking enterprise, goddaggit, to do something illegal. It was a freaking RICO case, God. But people didn't believe it. They're like, oh hell, and they're trying to take away his business. He's a man of black excellence. He did so much for the community. He fed the children. Why do we want to go against a black man? Because the black man was a freak, illegal, woman beating, lying criminal. That's why.
Wow. Her name was Christina Coram, I believe.
Thank you,
KK. Yeah,
KK.
that's true.
Thank you.
Yeah, yeah.
So that's how I feel about it. Now, with all that said, I'm going to regress because a lot of people said I was going to be very angry about him not being found guilty and everything. I said from the very beginning on every live that I ever did that I didn't think they were going to find him guilty. And let me tell you why. Not because I didn't think he was guilty. I totally thought he was guilty. The receipts that they had, it was amazing. And I kept on trying to tell people that not every evidence that we saw in the court, everybody else saw. Because if you stayed during the lunch break and during lunch, when they were having discussions about what was thrown out, you would know there's a lot of evidence that the jury didn't hear, and neither did the public. We were there. We saw everything. This is why the judge is so hard on Diddy, because the judge saw everything, right? So anyway, I lost my thought. I lost my train of thought right there. So anyway, I didn't think he was going to be found guilty because of the current political environment that we're in. If the United States of America could vote about 56% to put Donald Trump in office with every single thing that Donald Trump has done, who am I to think that the United States of America or even the regular jury of 12 peers would think what he did was wrong? So I didn't think so. And even if he did find guilty, I figured that Trump was going to pardon him anyway. So I kept on saying, I hope they will find him guilty, right? But I didn't think that it was possible. I wasn't comfortable or confident enough that 12 people was going to find him guilty, to be honest with you. Also, the way that his O.J. Simpson team were amazing. I think the prosecutor was amazing. I think the prosecutor did a great job. A lot of people tell me, oh, MamaFlip, you biased. That's a lie. They did do a great job because they were going up. They were going up against the OJ team, and they were also going up against our current political environment, right? So, but the OJ team was amazing. They treated all these women as hoes. They brought up every dirty secret. They kept on playing the sex videos because we didn't have it. We couldn't see it. So apparently the ladies looked like they were having a good time. So they kept on playing it till one jury was like, "Oh, it didn't look so bad. It just looked like they were just rubbing oil on each other." I'm like, "Are you crazy? These women was having with somebody for 9 hours, 3 days on ecstasy and stuff, and you telling me that you didn't see none of this?" So anyway, so I remember when I sat there. Let me tell you, when I sat there, I was so nervous. I was so nervous. Can I answer about the verdict day? Or do you want me to ask me about the verdict day?
Yeah, go ahead. Break it down. Talk about it.
So I was nervous. First of all, I was ticked off because we had to come back because one of the jury was sick in one of the hearing. And I was like, I took the time off. So I got there and I was really nervous. First, I thought nervous that he was going to give him the appeal. I mean, he was going to, because they kept on trying to get the case thrown out. So I was nervous about that. But finally, we there, the day of. So everybody's nervous. There was one of the people who attended. It was a YT older woman, and she normally hangs out with a black guy with dreads and stuff like that. And they both was Diddy supporters. She actually sent out a survey. It wasn't the day of the verdict, but she sent it out, I think 2 or 3 days before, 2 or 3 days. She said, do you believe he's going to get found guilty or not? Everybody said no. He's not going to be found guilty. She gave me the survey. I said, you don't want me to fill it out? She's like, no. I said, no, you don't. No, you don't want me to fill it out. Because I swear to God, you're not going to want to hear what it says. She said, okay. That's why I said that everybody in the room was like his supporters. So anyway, so I'm sitting there, and my son so happy. Was Flip there? Did Flip come in at the time? No, Flip wasn't there. He was on the top. But anyway, so I'm there. I'm nervous, and I'm sitting there. And all of a sudden, he come in, and the judge was always quick to say what he had to say. And he said, brought the jury in, and when they said not guilty, oh my God, I was like, because I had my eyes closed, so I did like this because I know. I said I didn't want to react because I'm about to backslap somebody. And they say something to me, I'm about to go crazy. So I'm just sitting there calm, and they said not guilty. Whoa, like that, right? And they say the second not guilty. I'm like, oh, damn, these motherfuckers. This is me cursing. And they said guilty. I'm like, yes! So then everybody jumped and looked at me like I was crazy. And then after that, they said not guilty. And then they said guilty. Yes! Again. I was like, everybody thought I was nuts. Everybody was like, so the room was so somber because nobody was really celebrating, but there were people when they said not guilty initially, the people were like, yeah, like in the room was like excited, and I'm pissed off. But after a while, everybody got really somber because they're like, okay, oh shit, he was found guilty. And I was just tickled. I go outside, they're like, oh my God, it's just a little tuition, it's just a little prostitution, it's nothing, it's just a man, he gonna be home next week. He gonna be home, they were celebrating, gonna be home next week. His children came out, they were just, everybody was happy. And this is me, it was me, Big Mike, and another, I forgot the tall white gentleman, he has a big channel too, I forgot his name. We out there, you can see videos of us all over the place. And everybody surrounding us and like, I'm like, what the hell are y'all talking about? He was found guilty on 2 charges. He's a felon. He's a criminal. Nah, it's just a little tuition. He's going to be coming home. We're going to be dancing and partying. We have people say we're going to have a freak-off party for him. I'm looking at these people like outside. I'm like, you guys are insane. Like, you guys are insane. I said, you don't understand there's a next step to this, right? That the judge is going to give him time. Nah, the judge respected the jurors, and the jury got it right. I'm like, not the judge I know, because I was there. I heard everything the judge said, and I heard that the judge kept denying his bail. So I'm like, no, the judge is more on the side of the survivors. And I was part of DJ Cree Live, and I was part of a lot of TikTok Live, and everybody's like, Mama Flip, you're wrong. You're wrong. I got so many I got wrong. You don't understand. You're not a lawyer. You understand the legal system. You're not a lawyer. I said, I may not be a lawyer, but I was there every day. And I'm telling you that the judge did not like what he saw. The judge is not playing with Diddy, right? So anyway, that moment was memorial. Now I would love for him to get the 5 charges, but I'm good with the 2. And I got what the judge was doing. He's like, he split the cow in half, or the ward, or half. I don't want to use the baby term, but he split it in half so that he could give Diddy. I mean, first of all, he wasn't going to go in a very high end, but he could have gave him more time. But he wanted to give Diddy an opportunity to sit down, learn from your mistake, and then give him an opportunity so he could come back and be part of his family. Because he also felt empathetic. The judge, meaning when the guilty verdict was done, the jury left. The jury got it completely wrong. The jury did not believe the women. Why did the jury get it wrong? They did not believe the women. They did not believe that the women were true survivors. They really believed, and they didn't believe none of the other witnesses. And the DJ, oh boy, the former DJ, no disrespect, I gotta be very careful because a lot of these people are my son's friends, or they know my friends, so I gotta bring it back. The only person I have this energy for is Diddy, but I do have a problem with DJ. The DJ that was Cassie's former girlfriend, that accused Diddy of breaking into his house and burning his car and stuff like that. Oh, he turned bro really quick for Diddy. His energy was so bro, like, oh, I forgave him because we saw each other 2 years later. He's like, and Diddy was like, my bad. I was going through a hard time. And he said, I forgave him. What is the DJ name again? The one
Kid Cudi.
Kid Cudi. I forgave him. I'm like, hey, do so. And every male witness became a bro for Diddy. All the women, except for the stylists, right? All the women was like, yeah, we saw it. It was abuse. It was this. It was wrong. All of them was like, yeah, it was his personal life. Yeah, I was doing it on my private time. The prosecutor was like, so did you do the freak off on vacation? No, I didn't do it on vacation. I was working, but it was my private time. Did you get paid? No, it was just his private thing. So all the bros, whether it was white or black, all the men that testified was his friend and his bro. And it was a complicated relationship. All the women's like, please understand, he's an abuser. You understand what I'm saying? So at the end of the day, I would have loved for him to have 5, but I understand the complication of it. I understand that the jury was just completely Diddy lovers, but at least they gave us 2. I am okay with having him held accountable for 2, because I would have been devastated if he got out of all 5. I would have been like, yo, this world is just completely insane. So I was okay with the 2. And I do hope that he comes out and he redeems himself, but I don't think he will. Now, one of the things that him and I gonna have a problem with, and I'm telling you right now, and I know a lot of my people are mad at me for saying that, if he tries to open up a woman's shelter, I'm gonna do everything I can to shut it down. I'm doing everything I can. I'm gonna use every means possible, and I'm very well connected to shut it down. And everybody's like, oh, you're not going to give him a chance to redeem himself and help women. No, he don't need to help women because he doesn't know how to apologize. He don't know nothing about apologizing to a woman. If he wants to open up a male shelter and help men who abuse women and want to help them, because his whole program that he has to help men build their business portfolios and stuff like Black men in the community, that's part of your lane. If that's helping people, I'm good with that. But if I see him open up a woman domestic, I'm going to lose it. I'm waiting for him. God, I live long enough to have that fight, because I will be having that fight, because I'm going to do everything I can to shut it down, because I'm not playing with you, because you haven't come out to do anything to let us know that you being held accountable for everything that you did, because you heard Cassie, you heard Gina, you heard Jane, Mia, and I forgot Bonda, Capricorn, Dawn, the chef. I mean, how can all these women, and including the stylist, right, who's LGBTQ, because I believe he aligned himself as LGBTQ, he acknowledged that way. But if you don't, I'm sorry, because I shouldn't be saying that. But even the stylists, they all was there. They're all there. They all have similar stories. How can everybody be wrong except for Diddy? Right? So that's what it is.
Okay, so Just Me says men get abused more than women. Is that true?
That's not true. Men does not get abused more than women. All right. Women have a higher percentage of getting abused from men than men. Right? Men do have a high percentage of getting abused, but men, especially historically, men has been the abusers. Now, what people don't understand is that as women, as we move on in society and we get bigger jobs, better jobs, and we teach our daughters not to take crap from men, right? Because our mothers and our aunties who used to get browbeaten all the time, right? They taught their daughters not to take it. Or we grew up saying, oh, we ain't gonna do that. So we are stronger, possibly, in our own way, because our mothers were very strong. I can't take anything from the previous generation, because to decide to stay with a man that beat you behind and raise your family, that's a different type of strength that I don't have. You understand what I'm saying? So we are more able, we're more combative. We won't take it as easy, but as of what I know, based on what I've studied and what I've seen, men abuse has not succeeded or is more than women abuse. Maybe it's close. It's because women are more aggressive and more willing to just hit back.
What would be your advice to women that may be in a terrible abusive relationship right now?
They need to stay as safe as possible. And I'm not one of the people that says to leave right away, because that's going to be impossible to do. You need to start setting, unless it's an emergency situation where you're going to be unalived shortly, then leave everything behind and go to a shelter. Okay, go to a shelter, go to a women's domestic abuse shelter. There are several numbers that you could call that'll help you. But if you are being abused and you could stay, build yourself slowly. Like get a bank account, get a savings, collect your money, right? Tell the job. First thing you need to do is tell the job, right? To let the job know, I'm about to leave and I need your help and support, because he's going to come looking for me. Get your money together, get your friends together, and move. Get yourself out of the situation, period. That's what I tell the women. But sometimes you can't leave right away. I get that. I am not one of the many that said, oh, if you don't leave, that you're not a true survivor. That is not me. But work at it. Save your money. Pack your bag. Get a set of clothes. Think about it as, because I also, I hold a lot of hats. I think I told you before I came here, I'm an advocate. But one of my biggest advocacy which I am. I'm also part of the DAT team, it's the Disaster Action Team for the American Red Cross. Been doing it for over 20 years. When it comes to hurricanes and fires and stuff like that, they tell you to create a bag, a go bag. It's called a go bag, right? Where you have your paper, your important papers, your pills, your clothes, and stuff like that, just in case something have to run. That's what you need to do. You need to create a separate go bag. Whatever you need to have, put it in there. Get a copy. Get an extra copy of your birth certificate, extra copy of your social security, extra copy of your passport. Have everything together. Put your clothes in there. If you have to put in storage, put in storage. So when it's time to go, you are out of there. It's more difficult with kids, but it's the same thing. Get out. And that, especially
Do you think it boils down to women choosing the wrong man, and that's why they end up getting beat?
no, I don't think it's the women choosing the wrong man. In some circumstances, you should be able to see the signs, because sometimes we marry our fathers or we marry our family members. So sometimes you see the signs, but sometimes you don't. Because men, you guys are amazing human beings. First of all, you guys can be the most charming, endearing people. And let's just go back to Diddy. When I went in there, I couldn't stand Diddy. Because again, I came from the J Lo. I didn't like what happened between Diddy and J Lo. I thought that he shouldn't have put her in the position where there was a shootout and everything. And I felt that her song, I fell all into that he did her wrong. So that's why I never. And then after that, Biggie and everything like that. So I've always held something. But one thing about Diddy, he was sweet. Did you hear the poetry that he wrote for these women, the texts that he wrote for women? When he was talking to Jane on the phone and giving her that sweet, loving conversation, I just need you as a friend. You are the light. I need the light to shine on you. You are everything to me. Do you remember that? And what
Yeah,
about this Texas? You are going to be the most amazing, the most beautiful woman, the most beautiful mother. You are next to Mary to me. Like he had the word of God.
yeah.
Like was amazing.
Diddy's attorney Mark Agnifilo started basically crying when he was reading some of the letters going back between Diddy and
And the women,
Mia, I believe. Yeah,
yes. He was just so charming. He was like so charming, and that's what it happened. So when you meet somebody like that, they a lot of them are a lot of men are predators, right? So they know how to get you. So they come in sweet, they come in gifts, they come in with flowers, and they just draw you down. And I told you the incidents of how abuse starts, right? So they'll step up to you and see how far they're gonna take you, right? It depends how you fight back, and depending who the man is, it could escalate. So no, not every woman knows every man that's abusive. You don't. And it's very rare, but in certain it's very rare, but there are some men that it depends on who the woman is. Like they could have 5 relationships and then hit one woman, and but that one woman, no matter what, I don't know what it is. Some people say it was because he loved them too much, or something that he probably lost it. That one woman is the one that he put hands on, and after that one woman, he don't put hands on any other woman. There's no rhyme or reason. But no, it's not the women's bad choosing, because it could be anybody that could be abuser. But also abusers could change too. It could be somebody who used to beat up somebody when they were a kid, and then after that they got too old and they're like, that was just something that I did when I was young, and I became a man and I no longer do it. So yeah, it's not the women's fault. It could be anybody, both men and women. Anybody could be an abuser if you're not careful.
okay, so we're down to our last 3 minutes. I want to ask you this final question. What would be your advice for women just going forward after you went to Diddy's trial, just in dealing with men, or sometimes it's same-sex relationships? What should they do?
First of all, we need to be more open to understand the survivor. So I'm not going to tell women how to react to, being in a relationship, because who am I? I've been alone for many years, very happily alone, deliberately alone, because I know I'm a little too much myself. So I can't tell somebody how to do a relationship. But what I would like to take away, if you don't mind me saying, is that I would like us in our community and women as a whole to have a better understanding of what the true meaning of being a survivor is, right? And that not all survivors are cake cutters, like cookie cutters. Survivors means different things for different people. And I would like women to just be more careful of who they choose to be the father of your children and the men in their lives. Just be careful. Also, do a little digging, maybe. You see how I'm saying I'm not going to give advice, but then I'm giving advice. Do a little digging. In the world of social media, you'll be able to find anything about any man. Check his credit, check his former girlfriends, check his family, check and see if there's anything that's there that might give you pause, and then decide how you're going to move forward. You understand what I'm saying? There's no reason why we should go blindly into a relationship right now. Not when we have technology. Now we have AI now. Chat BT him right now. Just make sure that you're careful. But with that said, a relationship overall, I would like our community, especially our Black and brown community, especially our Black women, to have more grace for survivors. A survivor is not what you think a survivor is. All right.
Okay, thank you so much. We really do appreciate having you on the channel today. It was amazing.
Having me. Oh, thank you so much. Thank you so much. I hope I didn't get a chance to read all the notes and comments and stuff like that. I'll probably come back. If anything, if you uploaded, maybe I'll type in. I've been known to type up some follow-up responses. So I'm sorry if I didn't answer any questions. Did you want to give anybody opportunity to ask me any more questions? I know we're almost out of time.
Okay. All right. If you will have more time, we can
Oh
do
yeah, I
that.
have more time. Let's do a Q&A. If anybody have any Q&A for me.
Okay. Just Me says, does she think male rape victims should have to pay child support?
Male rape victims, meaning that if a woman raped a man and forced him to have a kid,
Right. Should he pay child support?
I think that's a very complicated, because you know why it's complicated, because the child is not meant to be there. The child did not ask to be there, and somebody has to care for these children if we don't want the government to care for the children. So it depends on what you believe, if you believe in pro-life or not. Because if you believe in pro-life, then that's another conversation. But I think in that case, if the person who's been raped to have the child needs to go to court and relinquish all rights to the children, that could be solved very simply. Right? Just go to court. Don't act like you don't have any intelligence. Just go to court, sign over the right, and say, I'm not paying for nothing, and allow the court to do that. You know what I'm saying? Now, if the court says no, you have to pay, that's another subject matter. But you can actually go to court nowadays, depending on the state, and just sign over your rights.
Okay.
So it's a complicated question, because I think every child should have be taken care of. And if you have a woman, let's just say that the woman that raped the other guy is like a horrible human. The rape the guy is impoverished, and they're drug addict, they crack back in the days, and they can't care for a child. That's going to make it a little bit more complicated. But I do think that if a person don't want a child and they were raped, they should go to court and relinquish the rights.
Okay. Brian Cantrell says it's easy for a man to walk away with abuse.
Walk away from abuse, or walk away after?
Walk away from abuse, yeah.
I mean, at times it is easy for men to walk away, but then you have the love factor, right? Just like I said, these women love Diddy, and you have men who love women. And then as a man now, you want to stand up a little bit like, I'm a man. I'm not going to let a woman, make me feel like a punk. So some men, they are getting slapped across the side of their head and abused, but they think that it's part of love, and they love that woman, and they don't want to be a weak person to walk away. So it depends on the man. It is a lot easier for a man to leave because of the economy. A man has an easier chance to make more money and get a job. Also, men have easier chance to get another woman that can help them. Whereas women, we have limited amount of men, right? So it's harder for us to leave. So it is easier for men to leave when they want to, in my opinion, than women, right?
Okay. Yeah. Gold Digger says power and control over another human being can really drive a person to use physical abuse if they feel like they are losing control.
That's a wrong way to think about it, though, because it shouldn't be about power and control over another human being, right? We should be able to allow people to be who they are. You understand what I'm saying? So by saying that power, that it's to control another human being, is wrong, period. When you become an adult, and this is something that I had to learn on my own, when your kid become 18, 19, 21, you have to relinquish your control of them. You have to. If you don't, then you fight constantly with them. And I get that from my son all the time. My son's like, Mom, I'm an adult now. Mom, I'm married now. Mom, I have my own kid. Mom, get out of my business. You understand? It's the same thing. You can't continue to have power control over another human being. It's wrong. It's wrong. It's supposed to be a mutual thing. It's supposed to be compromise. And even if you, in that case, since I believe that you having power and control is wrong for another human being, then hitting them is wrong. Unaliving them is wrong. If you believe it, whatever religious you are, even if an atheist, you didn't bring somebody in the world. You have no right to take them out of the world. And even if you did, you have no right to take them out of the world. So I completely disagree with the power and control. You should not put yourself in that position and feel that you need to control somebody so much that you're going to put hands on them. That's wrong. It's wrong.
Okay. Just Me says women abuse men and then blame them or everything else beside them.
I
Women are
think
the culprits.
I think women, there are a lot of strong women that will abuse or retaliate against men in a lot of different ways, whether it's physical, whether it's get them in jail, getting them kicked out of the country. There are women that out there that's vicious, right? And yes, they will blame them. So there are equal amount of bad women as they are bad men, right? But not all women are bad, just like not all men are bad. But unfortunately, statistically, at least in my generation, it may change in my kids' generation and my grandkids' generation. My generation, to me, it seemed like the men were the bigger aggressors percentage-wise to the women, right? It's probably changing, but yeah, I mean, just like everybody else, bad people will blame everybody else. Black people will blame people, and that's the way it is. So yeah, women has abused men, and then they will blame them and stuff like that. But this is where the court of law comes in, right? You have to prove your case, receipts. And it's funny that I'm saying that because a lot of the women that were mad at Jane and Cassie was like, "Oh, they don't have receipts. They didn't show they were abused. They didn't say that they said that that they didn't want the freak off, which they did." But in this case, if you have a woman that's abusing you, then have your receipts. Get the hell out of there. Like any woman, just go, leave them.
Okay. Florence says, did he beat the Fed at trial? He got over sentence.
I don't think that Diddy got over sentenced. I think that Diddy, if you look at it, he actually got under sentence because even the probation. That's why people have to listen to the trial. They just don't listen to me. They actually did a probation report, and the probation report recommended what, 7 years, right? The prosecutor wanted 11. The probation report, that is that report, I forgot what it's called. You guys probably know it. And then, sorry, I don't have my notes, but it's a report that the court asked the probation area of the jail to create a report, and they have to look at his everything, his family, his history, his businesses, and they have to come up with a recommendation what the sentencing is. They said 7 years. The judge gave 5. So if you guys going to trust, because Diddy and his OJ team said that the judge did an amazing job. He was wonderful. He was understanding. He was everything, and they loved him until he gave the sentence, right? So if you believe the judge and you believe the probation, he gave him grace. And I think he
Okay.
gave him grace because of his children. I think bringing all the children out, because he had to go back in for 10 minutes. So I think he would have gave him probably another year, closer to 7 years. But I think the kids got to him, and then he brought it down to 5 years.
Yes.
That's my opinion.
Brian Cantrell says Diddy was under sentenced.
I agree 100%. I think then he should have got the 7 years at least. I mean, I'm more graceful than most people would think. I don't think that he should have served life in jail. I thought that was going to be too hard. If he did, I would have been like, oh, just like Kel's, oh, you gotta serve your time. But I don't think he deserved life. I would have liked him to get the 11 years myself, right? I would have liked him to get closer to 11 year, but I would have been happy with 7 years. I thought that would have been a fair minimum. So I did feel that the judge gave him too much grace with the 5 years, because to me it's a walk in the park. And a lot of people are saying, oh, because he served time, it's only going to be 2 years. And I'm like, oh, he's practically outside. So I just thought it was just so I would have preferred. I think he got under sentence myself. Yes.
Okay. Florence says Diddy beat the force, fraud, and coercion. LOL. Diddy will win his appeal.
Well, maybe he will win his appeal, but here's the thing, though. Even if he gets pardoned, let me make it clear for you. Even if he get pardoned by Trump, even if he will win by appeal, he's still a felon. He's still a sex predator. His legacy is destroyed. And at the end of the day, not all of us can get justice. You understand what I'm saying? There's a lot of victims out there that can't get justice. You understand? And we get that. But if we could get just a little bit. He is no longer a man of excellence. We know who he is. So the rest of us advocacy out here, survivors, if we get all of that, if I get all that, then I'm good. So if he gets out and have another freak off and you guys want to celebrate his music, that's up to y'all. But I know that his history and his legacy is damaged. And if that's all I get, then I can live with that.
You know what? I felt like if he had walked out of that courthouse the day when his verdict came through, if they had let him go and he walked out of that front door, I felt like they would have tried to make him a demigod. That's how much those people were sweating him. I mean, they really love themselves some Diddy. What do you think?
I agree. I agree. They were so heartbroken that he couldn't get bailed out. They actually, the family, I couldn't even believe it. The family actually, Diddy actually thought he was going to walk out of there, to the point that Diddy had a freaking appointment in Miami to do an event. He actually thought he was going to walk out. All of them did. They were so shocked when he couldn't get out of that jail. And I was like, he's not getting out. This judge ain't playing. So, yeah, if he had gotten out, everybody would have forgotten. They would have deluded themselves that it was nothing. It's just a little prostitution. Everybody do prostitution. It's not a big deal. It's because the judge continued with the case and denied his bail and continued with the sentences that people are now beginning to understand, like, yo, this is actually a case. He actually is a felon. He's actually a criminal. He's actually in jail. He's actually paying for what he did. You know? So yeah, they would have made. They're still gonna try to make him demigod. You didn't hear the outside? They were like, yeah, we here. We wait for you. We're gonna have a freak off ready for you when you come out. They're still talking like that. They can't wait. They can't wait till you come out.
What did you think about the girl Barney that kept saying, "Would you pee on me"?
I like Barbie. I like
Oh,
Barbie.
you like her?
I think I like Barbie. I like her because she and I talked, and then I had to stop somebody, and I like the guy. Me and the guy got into it because he and I forgot his name. Hopefully he sees. You know, we're still good. They almost got into a fight. Of course. What's his name? Oh shoot. She actually Marvin. She actually got into a fight with Marvin first. He fresh and fit. Fresh and fixed. They got into a fight first.
Myron.
They got into a fight,
yeah.
And then one of his fans stepped in, and I had to separate them two from fighting outside the the courtyard. But him and I, we were joking with each other. But I like her because she approached me and she told me what time it was. It was on an act for her. You understand? I said, this is who she is. She's a character in a play, and the outside is her audience. So I think she's hysterically funny. I don't think that she really means that she wants him to pee on her, but if it's going to get her views, then she's going to do whatever she's going to do. So I think she's funny. I think that she was hilarious. I thought she had a lot of people running. So yeah, I kind of like her act.
Okay, Florence says Diddy can't be canceled. He also says Diddy's still worth 300 million.
Probably he does. Nobody could be canceled now. Y'all didn't hear Donald Trump is president of the United States. The cancel culture is over. What are we talking about cancel? There's no such thing as cancel. You can't cancel anything when the person that's running the country has a lot of cases. Like, what we doing? Like, we're not delusional. We're in a new world. We're on Earth 2. We're no longer on Earth 1. The person that's running the country has 34 cases, has been charged with found felon, was found guilty of predatory behavior, and has done a lot of things. Who are we canceling now? I mean, what we could do is we could put men in jail that and we have victims. We could listen to survivors. And then we could go through courts. Thank God they have these various survival laws that people who's been abused could go to court and get paid. But other than that, who are we canceling? There's no such thing. So yeah. So no, he can't be canceled because y'all don't want him to be canceled. And I'm not sure he's going to get 300 million. Y'all didn't hear that his children and his family is fighting for that money. That's why he had a 3-way call. So it's already starting. So by the time he finished, he might get another year because he already got an extra month. So he needs to stop playing. So we don't know what's going to happen in 3 years if he's still going to have the 300 million or the billion. We don't know. But who knows? Hey, I'm not here to fight that. You know, if he comes out rich, he's rich.
Wow. Yesterday we had about 62,000 people come through, and most of them support Trump. if they heard the story you just told about what he did allegedly to his
Allegedly.
wife, to his
It's in
wife,
the divorce paper.
they wouldn't believe it.
But it's in the divorce papers. I'm not saying anything. Ivanka had to, not Ivanka. His wife is Ivanka, because I don't want to say his daughter. I'm talking about his wife, because their name is so close. Okay. Because I was gonna, his former wife, who's no longer here, had to write a statement saying that she was wrong, that it did not happen. Right?
Mm-hmm.
All you have to do is use the Google machine. In the divorce papers, she said they got into a fight because he was upset because of the hair plugs that he blamed her for putting a bad hair plugs in his hand. So they got into a fight and he raped her. It's on the divorce papers. Then when he ran for president, she retracted it and wrote a memo and saying that Ivana, not Ivanka, Ivana, I'm getting the name. She wrote a letter saying that it never happened. I'm just saying that if we want to believe the divorce paper that was done when they were getting divorced, like maybe 20 years before he ran for president, I don't know. But it's in the documents. I'm not making it up. Just Google it. Y'all see it. Y'all will see it. And no disrespect, and I'm going to say this because a lot of people are going to be mad at me. Prior to this election, I wasn't engaging with the MAGA community, the Trump supporters. I wasn't engaging with y'all. Y'all wasn't engaging with me. I wasn't having no conversation. I lost friends and families. I didn't want to hear it. I had nothing to do with y'all. I really didn't. But let me tell you something what happened with growth. First of all, I met a lot of black MAGAs, and I happened to like them, especially on the social media. And I began to understand them. But I think what shifted my idea is the fact that y'all did that. Y'all brought this demented, cruel person who done a lot of bad things back into office. And not only did y'all bring him back in, he got 56% of the votes, and he also got the popular vote too. Oh man, I'm not that much of a hater. I give it to y'all. I show you guys so much respect for getting him back. How am I going to hate y'all when y'all did that? So even if I don't agree with anything, I give them respect. So I'm really cool if they're cool with me with the MAGA community, because I'm like, hey, y'all did that. Now everything he does is on y'all. And I'm part of the 92% movement. You know what the 92% movement is, right?
Break it down for the audience.
The 92% movement is when most black women who were part of the Democrat that voted in support of Kamala Harris, we on a break. And one of the things I'm going to tell you, I don't think I've ever had that much fun in my life since I decided to take a break. I was an advocate. I was an advocate, meaning I was in the streets. I was protesting. And I'm still working in my community, but in the background. But I was her, like outside in every situation. You see me outside arguing, fighting with officers, trying to get health care, going to Washington, D.C. I've met every single president except for Trump. That's me, right? But once November happened and y'all voted for him, I'm like, you know something? I'm going to do something different. I'm going to take time for myself. And that's when I decided to do social media. I started having my channel with my mom. Started doing slot channel. Please, guys, I would love everybody to join MamaFlip slot channel. It's very important to me. Not MamaFlip slot channel. I'm trying to get over 10,000 subscribers. So please join MamaFlip slot channel to get me over 10,000 subscribers. I really appreciate it. And more. Please come and watch us play slots. It's a whole community. It's a whole thing. But I started doing that. And I started taking time for myself. And
we'll have Bordeaux. Can you please put that in the chat? Make sure, just say it again so she can put it up and we can promote it.
Oh, yes, I'm so sorry. Mama, MamasFlip slots. Right? We play slots as an entire community. It's me and my mom. My mom, Grandma Flip, is the longest survivor of COVID in New York. If you look her up, you will see her story. She was in coma for 3 months, and she took almost 3 months to recuperate. So she's one of the longest survivors of COVID in New York. So I created a slot channel for her. And that's why we call it Mamas, because I'm Mama Flip, she's Grandma Flip, Mamas Flip Slots. Please join that channel. If you guys can help me get over 10,000 subscribers overnight, I really appreciate you guys. You guys can come and yell at me over there too. I just want y'all to subscribe and come and watch us play slots so we can talk. So anyway, as I was saying, I learned to appreciate the MAGA community, the Republican that supported Trump, because I also learned to appreciate the fact that you guys have given me an opportunity to find life outside of advocacy. I'll be back in 2 years. If everything work out the midterm, I'll be back. 4 years, if he's no longer in office, I'll be back. And I'm still working the community, but it's no longer my big focus. Like, he actually gave me a break because I'm like, I don't have nothing to do with none of this. Y'all voted for this. Let him do everything he promised, because you know America is not going to learn until this man have it. I want him to have all the power, all he ever wished he want to do for America. I want it to happen for us, because we need to learn our lesson.
But
Except
Donald,
for the Epstein file. I need the Epstein file to be released.
but Donald Trump said he likes the blacks.
Oh, he does? Really? Donald Trump likes the rich blacks. Donald Trump always liked the rich blacks. He likes the rich, famous blacks, right? He don't like all of us. He don't. Yes, MamaFlipSlot. Thank you, darling. Please. Oh, there's an S. MamasFlip. There's an S after the A. If you don't mind me changing that. MAMAS flip slots. Yes, please. Thank you. Thank you. Let me tell you something. He don't like all the blacks. He don't like all of us. But he likes the rich ones. He likes the ones that have money. He likes the ones that have power. Yeah, yeah. So, yeah, he don't like the everyday man. I'm sorry. Thank you for sharing it. Yeah. So, whoever delusioned themselves into thinking, he doesn't even like the regular white guy. Trump don't like the regular white guy. He don't see how you guys are. You see now you're putting me in that position. Look how he reacted to Epstein file. Finally, he came out and he said they could release the Epstein file. But he was getting very mad at y'all, because y'all the one that wanted the Epstein file, not the Democrats. I don't know where the delusion is the Democrats wanted the Epstein. No, it was MAGA supporters that wanted the Epstein file released because they thought the Democrats was in the Epstein file. The man said he doesn't want to release. So now he started calling y'all all kind of traitors and names and stuff like that. Y'all guys have to choose. I mean, you guys have a difficult time. But I don't want to take away from the fact that I am not hating. Thank you for giving me the break I needed to just see the world as it is. I had a delusion because I thought the first time he won, we were just trying, America was just trying something new because they didn't want to establish it. They wanted to try something new. But after what we went through, y'all voted for him again. I realized that America, who America is, and I get that. And I appreciate it, and I thank you for the awakening, and I thank you for the break that I'm taking.
Okay, are you a part of the big mission? They're gonna boycott Thanksgiving, Christmas, Black Friday, Veterans Day.
I am on a break. When I tell you I'm on a break, the only thing I'm doing right now is helping my community, helping small not-for-profit. I'm on a break. When I tell you, everybody know, all my advocacy groups, I don't think you even realize how many groups I'm part of. All my people, they know. If they want to see me, they see me on the Slot channel. I am on a break. I'm not taking part anything. I'm just watching everybody, just enjoying like the nonsense that's happening and hoping that he gets to do everything that people voted him for. Now, don't get me wrong. If somebody needs help, like for example, I'm not going to sit around and watch ICE agent attack somebody. I'm not going to sit around and watch somebody get hurt. If somebody call me and say, MamaFlip, I need help with that, I'm still out here doing the work. I'm just not doing it out publicly. So if I can help anybody, I will definitely continue to help. But I'm just saying, we as Americans are not going to learn until we allow this man to take every single power that he have to make America the way he wants to make it. Because guess what? When he's gone, because he's not a vampire. He's not a vampire.
What do you think about J.D. Vance? Are you ready for him? He'll be the next president, they say.
Okay, let me tell you something. MAGA, can we have an honest conversation? I don't even know how I turned from Diddy to MAGA. Okay, there's a possibility that J.D. Vance would be president, except for J.D. Vance has a brown wife. And you guys don't like that. I don't want to get you in trouble, but listen to Nick F. Yeah, I know who Nick is. I don't want to say his name because his name sometimes flag channels. You know, Nick F., the conservative wife. Yeah, he just told off his wife the other day. A lot of very extreme MAGA. Not all MAGA's the same. I'm realizing that. I used to put you guys all in a bubble, but I know that there's different degrees of MAGA, different degrees of. But a lot of y'all brothers and sisters don't like his wife because she's brown, and they don't like his wife because apparently his wife is not a Christian. According to my understanding, she actually have a different faith than her husband to the point where he was mentioning the other day that he want her to be part of his faith. So I don't know how y'all going to. I think unless he gets himself divorced and get himself a white tea wife, I just don't see it. And y'all don't like him anyway because y'all said that he disrespected Trump, and y'all have a long memory, and y'all just brought him in because to help, bring in other Republicans that wasn't on the Trump side. So yeah, I don't see it. I would see Eric Trump, and that's laughable, would be the next president than J.D. Vance. But again, I've been known to be wrong, but I think J.D. Vance needs to divorce his wife, get a whole new YT wife who's a conservative, then possibly, maybe, he might be the next president of the United States. But I could be wrong. I could be wrong.
Why are they trying to connect him with Charlie Kirk's former wife?
I got in trouble. I'm going to tell you one thing. I'm going to share something with you with your 62,000 subscribers. How many people are watching?
Right now we have close to 50.
All right, guys. So here's the story. I don't know. Y'all gonna love this one. They're gonna be mad at me, but they're not playing nice. So let me get this. So I did I don't know whether he is involved with the unalignment of CK, but CK was one of the people, and I call him CK because I don't want to say his full name, was one of the people that I didn't agree with until it was the Epstein file. So I did a small 6-minute clip about showing how CK and I agreed on one thing. I used his own words. It wasn't derogatory. It wasn't defaming him or any way, even though I could have. I just said that I don't know him. I don't know nothing about him. I don't particularly like him, but at least we had the Epstein file in common. And one of the casino organizations that I had a permit, because you have to, some of these casinos, you need to have a film pass to film slot plans, right? One of the biggest casino in Connecticut took away and banned me from filming in that location because of that 6-minute video. They took my First Amendment right and said you can no longer film here at all because of that video. So I say that example, and this is supposed to be a prominent. I was very surprised at that casino, because that casino is not, you wouldn't necessarily think that a casino would be a Republican casino, because the casino is run by the Native Americans. So I was very surprised by the action, and they also didn't give me a warning. So I say this because there's a lot of extreme thoughts when it comes to CK. First of all, CK should not have been unalived at all. Nobody should be abused, unalived for anything in the world. You didn't put them in the world. You shouldn't take them out, right? But because of the way that he was taken out, and because of the wound, and because of the actions of the people around him, there's a lot of conversation among the MAGA community, not the Democrats. The MAGA community are split up whether or not he was taken out for various reasons. Now, a lot of people are talking about the war, and I refuse to name the country because I'm being very careful, had something to do with it. And I'm not talking about Ukraine or Russia. Had something to do with it because of his belief. But there's a lot of stuff that's out there, and it doesn't help that the current administration is not being forthcoming with the people, right? You got to tell the people everything. Show them the video, show them the film, show them everything. They're acting like they're holding something. Now, maybe they just want to wait until we go to court with the current, with the person that's allegedly the accused. And so everybody can find it out in the court. But if it's a federal case, you're not going to find out everything anyway. So this is why I'm just saying that this particular case, and God rest his soul and blessings to his family. And another thing that I felt insulted by that casino is because I'm a fellow survivor too. So I lost a nephew to gun violence. So I would never disrespect a gun violence family, ever. And Again, you guys could check. I think I still have the video up on Mama Flip Live. You guys could check the video and see for yourself that I didn't disrespect the guy. But it is such an extreme situation when it comes to CK, because he to the MAGA, he's like our Martin Luther King, and he's like our Robert Kennedy, John Kennedy. He's like our Malcolm X. He's like them, like, you know, their hero. So taking him out like that in the public was horrific. And because they don't have the administration being so shady, they don't know what to do with it. So of course there are going to be some people that come out and say that he has something to do with it. And the most funniest thing is that because of what happened to CK, I started listening to Candace Owens. I've never listened to Candace Owens. I don't like Candace Owens. Candace Owens and I are not the same people. I do not believe that Candace Owens understands a real Black woman experience in America. I think Candace Owens is a dark-skinned white woman. That's in my opinion. I've always thought about it. I didn't think that she really cared about the Black women experience and stuff like that. But there's always a but, because I'm now on Earth too. I've actually started listening to her, and even though I disagree with 95% of stuff that she's saying, I'm actually finding it very interesting. And what she comes, I don't know if she's telling the truth. I don't know if the plane came into the right time. I don't know if who had what. I don't know if TPUSA had anything to do it. But at least she got me listening to her, to the point where she has her haters and her supporters listening to her at the same time. It's amazing to me.
She thinks that the First Lady Macron is actually a man.
Now that's why I say I don't agree with 95% of stuff that she's saying. She got actually the First Lady of France to send photos of her yuha, her banana, to show that she's a real woman. That's insane to me. That's what I'm hearing. I'm saying.
Have they finalized that yet?
I think that I heard something that she dropped the case, meaning that she said that she wasn't. I heard somewhere one of the reports said that she let the case go, meaning Candace Owens, because of the fact that she's so engaged with the CK, she think it's more important. But I don't know. I think they're still suing her. I don't know. I mean, I think that she just like she told her lawyers that, you know, I'm no longer interested. But I think they're still suing her. But it's just the fact that she has the First Lady of France have to actually send photos of her vagina to prove a point is crazy to me. It's crazy to me. So yeah, she's something else. I mean, Candace Owens. When I tell you I've never listened to Candace Owens, I only saw clips of her when she was supporting Trump. I don't even remember. You know how I knew Candace Owens? Oh shoot, my son's friend. His name is King. Oh my God, I can't even think of his name. He was a great Trump supporter, and he on the live. I started listening. He told me about Candace Owens. Oh, I knew that he actually interviewed with her and stuff like that. So I can't believe I can't remember his name. It's my son's friend. But I know it has King in it. So I never listened to her. I never agreed with anything she had to say, but now I'm listening to her. The world is crazy. My world is crazy right now. So
wow.
Yeah.
Wow. Well, it's been great. Our time is up now. We've had so many good moments with you. You're so funny. It's like crazy. Oh my God.
You're so sweet. Thank you so much. You can call me into I am hard to I'm trying to see if I can find his name for you guys, but I am hard to take, but I keep it real. That's one thing about me, and it makes people crazy because I don't play when it comes to I can't remember the name. I'm so sorry, I can't remember that. I'll probably tell you next time. I'll put it on the chat. But because rest in peace, he unalived himself. Anybody know Queen's Flip? My son, he had a friend that was a Trump supporter that my son loved. Does anybody know? Hold on. Queen's
Flip. You said his name had King in it, right?
Yeah, Queen's Flip friend, MAGA friend. Let me see if I could get it. I just hate the fact MAGA friend. I think it was friend. King friend, MAGA friend. Queen Flip, MAGA friend. Oh man, I wish I could remember his name. I'm sorry. King Face. Yes, I got it. King Face.
King
God
Face.
rest, his name is King Face. God rest it. So I had to tell you his name. So he's the one that used to went to. He actually was a black Trump supporter. He actually went to Washington D.C. and met the Trump himself. He was so excited. Unfortunately, he unalived on a lot because he had kidney failure. So he's one of the first MAGA supporters that I actually met, and I refused to allow him in my house with the "Make America Great" hat on. And me and Flip got into a big argument about that. But he loved King Face, and King Face loved me. He loved me, and I felt bad. But at the end, I stopped I stopped a bunch of people from jumping him because he was in Jamaica talking about Donald Trump, and they were surrounding him, and I had to stop them from jumping him. So we became friends. But
Okay.
so I gotta go. I know I'm talking too much, but God rest.
No, it's okay. Florent is asking, do you think OJ was innocent?
At first, I did. At first, I did. I was in the office when the verdict came in, and when I was cheering, I was like, "Yeah!" I was cheering up and down in my. I've been in my office for 32 years. I was so happy when OJ got off, but as time went by, I doubted his innocence. I really did. So I feel bad about that, but I was very happy when. So I can understand why people wanted to believe that Kells was innocent and Diddy was innocent because I was there too at the time. You understand? I know how I feel like to really love somebody, or at least you love the persona of the person because he was funny and dynamic and gorgeous and like, oh no, there's no way that he would have done that to his wife and his and her friend and stuff like that. So I get it. But yeah, initially I did, but at the end, no. At the end, no. I didn't believe
Okay.
that he was. I doubted very. I mean, I can't say yes or no because we never will know the truth. But I doubted his innocence at the end of his life.
Okay. All right. Bordeaux says, thanks for coming, Mama Flip.
Thank you. Is Mama Flip slots? Oh
Yes,
yes,
indeed.
and I
Yes,
am
indeed.
Mama Flips. Please flip mom.
Okay, good deal. Nice having you on. We look forward
Thank
to having you back on. She's going to be a regular, and we're going to be covering more cases together.
Yes.
You bring a lot of
Crazy opinions on it.
happiness to the channel. You know, you're too,
I
man,
told
you're
you
too
I
funny.
warned you about having me though. I said wait till
No, it's all good. You,
you get a load of
oh
me.
my goodness, you keep everybody laughing, man. I'm trying to
Thank
contain myself. It's very hard, you know.
you. You are very serious. When I met you, I didn't even know.
Not always, not
No,
always,
I
you
didn't even
know.
know if I could even approach you when I met you. You were always
Really?
stoic. I serious. You saw that I didn't even talk to you. You would see me talk to everybody else, but you were always so stoic and in your bag, like very serious and in your business attire. And I'm like, I sometimes I jokey joke. So I didn't know if you were one of the people because I'm older
No,
now. So you know to approach
I'm
it,
just
to approach.
yeah, I'm just the opposite. I like to laugh and cut up, so
So I'm glad.
it's all good. And thanks. Welcome to the channel.
Thank you for having
We're
me.
gonna keep having you back. I think when you come back though, we're gonna talk about a lot of Trump. You that's your calling to talk
Yeah, it
about
is. Y'all not gonna like what I have to say about Trump though. But let me tell you, MAGA supporters, y'all gonna come and cuss me out. Please come in my channel. I need 10,000 subscribers. Y'all can come. I will not throw you out if y'all acting for my mods will, but I will not throw you out. I have a lot of things to say about Trump. I
okay.
have a lot.
Well,
Y'all not
good.
gonna like it.
You're always welcome. Listen, you're always welcome here. I look forward to working with you.
Thank you so much. And
All
be
right.
advised, the vote is tomorrow for the Epstein file. Let's hope we get it. Whoop. All right, bye.
Yeah. But oh no, when you
Oh,
leave, you can leave us with a closing
oh,
few words. What do you want to say?
it was it I had a great time. Thank you so much for having me here. Thank you for listening to me, allowing me to be me. Sometimes when I do some of these live, I feel like I have to like, curdle it down and not use certain words and be politically correct. I really enjoyed myself and I hope that you guys enjoy having me. Again, I'm not a hater. I appreciate the fact that Diddy got away with it almost. And I appreciate the fact that 56% of America voted for this crazy man in office. So I'm not a hater, but I just want everybody to just pretty much try to be kind to each other, right? Respect each other. What about? Oh no, Bill Cosby was not innocent. Guys, don't play with me. I just saw that. Please don't mention. Don't let me get on my soapbox about Bill Cosby. We could talk about this another time. Be kind to each other, support each other, and let's try to, because it's still a difficult time. We're getting to talk to each other a lot more, even in the different political circles. but let's try to like at least be kind and empathetic to each other, because that's the only way we're going to survive this. Whether you agree that Trump is the answer to all our prayers or he's the devil himself, let's try to help each other as a community. That's all I could say. And let's just try to be kind and empathetic. That's it.
All right. You're
All
far
right.
too kind. I look forward to having you back on soon. All right.
Thank you. I'm going to
Thank
rewatch
you.
this and
All
answer
right.
the
All
text.
right.
Send me questions. Okay.
Appreciate you so much.
Okay. Bye.
Well, good night to everybody. And thank you guys for all the likes, shares, and all the support. Be well.
Different voices, but the same song. Loving a world where we all belong. Kindness leading the way, breaking the chains. In the symphony of love, the flame remains. Embracing diversity, brighter days in sight. Watching the world sharing love and light. Hearts beating as one in our peaceful flight. Colors of harmony, painting the night. United we stand in love's pure might. Watching the world sharing love and light. Hearts beating as one in our peaceful flight. The colors of harmony, painting the night. United we stand in love's pure might.
Hey, sorry about that. I was trying to get out of here. I don't know how to end the live. Are we good? I can't hear you. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you now.
Yeah, I said, thank you so much. It was nice having you on.
Thank you.
Yeah, there was a lot of people. A lot of people came through. In fact, we still have there's 25 people still in there. I wonder what people do. They just hang out.
Yeah, they probably hang out until you actually shut off the live and stuff like that. I hope they knew that when I said Mama Flip Slots, I meant Mama Flip Slots on YouTube. I meant to say that, not on the
Yeah,
channel.
they posted it. She posted your YouTube Mama Flip Slots, but I'm gonna post it now on the community wall so everybody can go check it out.
Yes, if I all I ask for, I don't even want everybody to join the Mama Flip Live, which only have 50. I need to get my slot channel over 10,000 subscribers and more so that I could be known as a serious slot channel, like content creator. Like this is my passion. It's for my mom. This is why it's so important for me to have, because my mom really loved it. When she got sick with COVID, she almost died 3 times. And this was the first time my mom, it's 6 of us. It's the first time my mom was ever sick in life.
Mm-hmm.
So we didn't know what to do because we never had to take care of her. She took care of us. So when she almost died, we were paralyzed as a family. So when she came back and she made it after the first 72 hours, because the doctor.
Okay, hold on 1 second. Hold on.
Are we still live? Do you have to shut us off?
I'm not sure why. Hold on.